it's Whisper Wings here. Well, whispered just about everyone. I got a surprising amount of positive feedback when I suggested doing this, and I guess people actually want to watch it. I don't know why. I don't really think I'm that interesting, but whatever, I suppose I'll give it a try. Alright, most of you know me as Whisper Wings, on DeviantArt especially. That's the best website in the universe. If you're not a member, you should go join right now. That's pretty much where I live my life. I'm writing stories and my artwork and everything, and I do other stuff too. I do, believe it or not, I actually do more than just spend time in other worlds, but it's not known to happen very often, and I don't talk about it very much because real life isn't nearly as much fun. So, yeah. I'm a bit of a dreamer, bit more than a bit of a dreamer, actually. I mean, here I am, I'm talking in an English accent, and I'm not even British, and I'm sure anyone who actually is English is probably laughing at me right now, because this is absolutely ridiculous, and it probably sounds horrible, and nowhere near anything like any actual British person would talk. So, I'll just keep pretending though, because it's fun, and just keep you guessing, because it's so much more fun to talk like this than to talk in my real voice. I mean, what's the point of that? Also, it'll keep everyone guessing. Everyone wants to put a face and a voice to the artwork and the stories, and I'm not really going to give you the chance to do that, just because I can and because I'm evil that way. Mwahaha. Alright, so I don't actually have a topic for today's blog. It's more an introductory thing than anything, just something to get me started. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask me. I am more than willing to answer questions. In fact, that's probably what's going to keep this interesting, because without any questions I really don't have anything to say. So this is up to you, so it's up to you to make this actually worth watching. So feel free to ask me any questions at all, if you want to know my opinions on things, if you want to know me to talk about, I don't know, a specific movie or something, anything, you know, and I can't promise I'll actually know what you're talking about. I'm rather behind when it comes to popular culture. Very behind. I'm in a bubble of sorts, and I don't really know a lot of things going on all the time. So if it's not something on the radio, and if it's not a super popular movie, it's likely I haven't seen it. But you can always ask. And hey, if you ask multiple questions, then I'll have more chance of actually getting to something that you want to see answered or discussed or whatever. So, yeah, that's about it, I think, for today. I really don't have anything else to say. I suppose I could talk about why I'm doing this. Alright, I'll talk about that. So, I actually watched a couple of people on DeviantArt who recently... DeviantArt? I just went Australian, randomly. I don't know how I did that. I cannot talk an Australian accent for the life of me. Wow. Anyway, I watched a couple of people on DeviantArt who actually posted their own blog video things for whatever reason they were doing. One person was doing a raffle, and someone else was giving advice on book publishing, which I won't ever really need. But it's still fascinating. I don't know. This is one of many ways that I'm weird, but I like seeing the way people talk. You can read journals, and you can watch their artwork, and you get an impression of what a person is like in your head, and you imagine their voice, and you imagine the kind of things they would say, the way they would talk, and you imagine this, and you have no idea of knowing if it's real or not. And of course, and they suddenly post a blog, and you get to watch them talk, you get to hear them talk, you get to hear their voice, the way they speak, the way they conjugate sentences, everything like that, and it's completely different from your imagination, and completely shell-shocked, and have no idea. All of a sudden you have to start all over on the way you think of this person. At least that's the way it was for me. I'm weird this way, but I find it fascinating, and I suppose I'm being particularly evil, seeing as I'm not even talking the way I normally would. So this is kind of pointless. Oh well, next video I'll talk normally, I promise. But I'm stuck in this accent now, and I don't think I can stop at this point, so I won't. So, yeah, seeing the way a person speaks adds a whole nother dimension to the way you think of a person, and so I figured, why not do that myself? Which, as I said before, I'm not really doing, but that's okay. For those who are wondering why I'm randomly talking English accent, I have no idea. I just randomly decided to try it just because, and I can't stop. So, sorry. Really sorry. But, and you're just going to have to deal with it and wait for the next video to actually hear the way I normally talk. Which isn't normally, well, isn't nearly as pretty, that's for sure. It sounds so elegant this way. Or at least I sound elegant to myself, which I don't know, maybe you think otherwise. I possibly sound like a clown, or something, complete fake, seeing as the accent is fake, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, as I said, it, only taken 6 minutes of this video, and I think I'll leave it at there. So, like I said, please, please, please ask questions, give me suggestions of things to talk about, because I don't know what you want to hear, and I could talk about nothing for ages, like I have for the past 6 minutes, and I'd rather not, and I doubt you'd like watching that very much, so we're just going to pass that whole option by, and pretend I never suggested it, because, no, that would just be disaster. So please ask questions, give me suggestions, you tell me what you want to see, besides hearing me talk normally, of course, because, yeah. Anyway, well, that's all there is for now, so I will hopefully talk to you again later. Bye! L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V